Alright, this one's Life of Boobie, right? So, yesterday I put up a post about my property and stuff like that. Somebody hit me up. We had a nice conversation about property, investing, and things in that nature. But then somehow, we got off track and we had a conversation about mindset. Not being afraid to fail, right? The way I look at it is there's two types of people in this world. Those who are dying to live and those who are living to die. And I think all of us gotta, at some point, make that choice for ourselves, which category that we're in. Me personally, I like to believe that we're responsible for our actions. We're responsible for our future. We're responsible for the decisions that we make that give us the outcomes that we have. But a part of that, and this is what I've learned in psychology, is there's something called priming. It's like a psychological conditioning to adapt a certain mindset that changes the way you deal with things, right? Or influences you to think a certain way. Here's just a small example, and I'll lead into the human example of it, right? So, you know how you watch movies? Let's say there's a Gatorade in the background, right? You're watching that movie. After the movie's done, you want to drink a Gatorade. So you've been subconsciously conditioned to desire something or to have a certain reaction to something based on what you was exposed to. Yes, baby? Right? That's considered priming. But on the flip side, in the human aspect of priming, it's literally your environment that shapes how you go about things. Let's say you grow up in an environment where the environment is hectic. You're always in survival mode. Let's say you had the influences of people who are trying to protect you all the time. Don't go outside after 8. Put your helmet on before you ride that bike. And sometimes it's overdone. So that develops a personality. I have to be afraid of the world. The world is dangerous. I have to protect myself. And then when it's actually time to take the risk that benefits you, you'll think more about the fear of taking that risk, or more about that fear rather than that opportunity. So a lot of people live in survival mode in a lot of different aspects. Survival mode in relationships, like, oh shit, I've been hurt before, so I have to protect myself. Survival mode in finances. I don't want to sit there and invest anything that I'm uncomfortable with. I'm not going to invest at all. I just want to survive. Survival mode in a whole lot of aspects. But usually, a majority of why we are the way we are, and not usually, like all the time, it develops from our childhood. A lot of the things that we struggle with today as adults, or the things that, give us the most problems, stem from our childhood. I had to look back at my childhood a lot of the time. And these are things that I've learned in school, but these are things I've always reflected with myself. I'm one of those deep thought type of people, right? So why am I always going to McDonald's? I'm at McDonald's right now, right? And I said, shit, I have a shitty habit. Well, that's because I've never had home-cooked meals. My aunt never cooked. She never cleaned. I had homeless shelter meals, or if I went to somebody's house and they was lucky enough and I was lucky enough for them to cook, that's when I ate. So my home cooked meals every day normally was McDonald's. It was a bacon, egg, and cheese in the morning, right? Which I get a bacon, egg, and cheese now, even as an adult, right? Chinese food at McDonald's, right? So a lot of my habits, I know, stem from my childhood. Like, why did I smoke cigarettes? I quit now. I quit now. I just want to let you know I'm going to celebrate myself. It's been a hot minute, right? But why did I smoke cigarettes? My environment. My aunt always smoked. She smoked down there a pack a day. Everybody around me smoked. My brother smoked. My uncle smoked. At least on the Spanish side. And I was more inclined to smoke. It's priming. Psychologically being conditioned. With that, like, deliberately, like, hey, look, I'm gonna smoke around him because I want him to smoke. But just the environment that I was in gave me the result that I had. All right, where was I? My bad. I was ordering food, right? So a lot of the things, and I had to ask myself too. I was like, why am I certain ways? And the cool thing about, you know, psychology and this cool thing about self-reflection is you always get the answer when you run out of why, right? I was like, why was I so bad at school? I didn't pay attention at school. Why didn't I pay attention at school? Because I was more prioritized on other things. Why was I more prioritized on other things? I felt like other things were more important. Why were other things more important? Because they seemed more serious at that time. Why were they more serious at that time? Because I felt like I was in survival, so school wasn't a priority. You know, things in that nature, and a short attention span. What's good?
It's going to be 15:34.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So essentially, when you ask yourself why, and you're really honest with yourself, you find the answers to it. And it always goes back to childhood. A lot of our trauma really stems from our parents and our environment and our upbringing. So it's something that's food for thought. Priming. That's the technical terminology for it.